Alafia. I'm Terry Bailey, a poet, spoken word artist, and writer of Afrofuturism, speculative fiction, and black horror. Today, I'll be reading an excerpt from my short story, From Sinner to Santo, which follows the lives of Baba and Iya as they return to their hometown as priests in African traditional religion. The couple has to contend with the hate and negative stereotypes associated with their faith. They have to decide if they should help those who publicly spew hate at them while secretly seeking their help. On her way back to the room, Ia heard a slight tapping at the door. It's early as hell. Who could that be knocking at the back door? Just above a whisper, Ia growled, "Who is it?" "Miss Ia, it's me, Miss Butler. May I talk to you in private a minute?" Ia looked at the back door in shock. "Yes, ma'am. How may I help you?" "Please, baby, let me in. I can't let nobody see me coming in here. You know my husband will have a fit if he knew I was coming to your house." Ia looked over her shoulder and thought about Baba snoring in the bedroom. While she was worried about her husband's reaction, Ia knew Baba would lose his mind if he awoke and saw her in his house. Still, her curiosity got the best of her. Ia unlocked the door and helped the old woman into the house. "Please, lift the curse y'all done placed on my family. We sick and we are dying. We're losing money, we're losing jobs, and most of all, we're losing our lives. There are so very many bad things happening to us. Y'all have got to reverse the curse you placed on my family. Now, I know my husband was wrong for what he said to y'all. He an old man and thought he was doing the right thing. You know, standing up for Jesus and our Christian beliefs and religion. He done forgot the old ways. He forgot that when we moved in that house over 60 years ago, our mothers got together and helped us clean it spiritually from back to front to get rid of all them hanks. Mind you, we ain't used no chickens. But we did a lot of what I sees you over here doing, like cleaning and praying from back to front, and then tossing that water, that dirty water, out that front door. That's how my mama, his mama, and they mamas did it every new moon. Sometimes twice a month if things was really bad. He don't remember me sprinkling red brick dust under our front door to keep the evil out. You know that too, about that too, because I saw you do it when y'all moved in. I do it every first moon of the new year, and it worked too. That white gal Jeremy brought home can't hardly stand to be in our house with her old nasty self. She pure evil and has caused my grandbaby a lot of pain and problems. Anyway, I know you do a lot like what the old folks used to do. It ain't evil. I knows this. Some of the things you do, I used to do it with my mama when I was coming up to protect and cover us. I don't remember everything, or I would try to end this mess myself. Miss Ia, how much I gotta pay y'all to stop the curse you done placed on my family?" Ia was amazed. Her mouth was open and her head was spinning. Pleasant Street was notorious for being full of Betty Crocker witches, those old women who went to church Sunday mornings and worked magic the rest of the week. She could hear the ancestors all talking at once, some of them laughing and saying, "Ha ha, see, I told you they'd come begging. You ain't gotta help them do nothing." And the others saying, "Baby, don't be nasty. Tell her y'all gonna help her." Ia closed her eyes and tried to calm the voices screaming in her head so she could decide what to do next. The old woman grabbed her hands. "Please, Ia, I am sorry. I am so very sorry. Oh my God. She began to sob loudly. Ia realized that the woman had aged 1,000,000 years sitting before her in her living room, and she had turned ice cold and seemed to shrink down to dwarf size. Just then, Baba came in the room. What in the world is going on here? He glared at Ia first and then turned his angry gaze on the old woman. Sir, I come asking for help for my family. What do I have to do to make these bad times stop? What will it take to make you lift the curse you put on my family? Ia held her breath. She knew he had been waiting for this day. He could rip her to shreds if he wanted to. He left the room without saying a word, and Ia figured that meant the answer was no. When he returned and handed Miss Butler a tissue, Ia breathed a sigh of relief. Ma'am, I didn't curse your family. Your husband did that when he cursed us. All I said was a prayer to send the evil back to the evil wisher and the evil doer. He is the one who uttered the curse and wished death and evil on our lives. He will have to be the one to break the curse you feel is hurting your family. Miss Butler looked as if he had punched her in the stomach. Her eyes got big and she started screeching, he ain't gonna do it! He ain't gonna do it, sweet Jesus! Why me and my children got to suffer because of that stubborn old man? Lord Jesus, all us gonna perish because of him? It ain't right. It ain't right. It just ain't right. She collapsed on the floor on her knees, rocking back and forth and praying, help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. Ia looked at Baba. She could almost read his mind. He was probably thinking if Jesus could help you, you wouldn't be over here begging me, would you? Ia knew he wouldn't say it out loud, though. He was a smart ass at times, but he was not heartless. And our religion required us to respect the God of our ancestors and that of our parents. Both our families were hardcore Christians. Miss Butler was serious about her faith, and he wouldn't belittle her. Baba reached for her and gently lifted her off the floor. Ia, please get her a glass of water. Mrs. Butler, is he sick? Yes, but not with his regular ailments. The doctors can't figure out why he ain't able to get out of the bed. He don't have no energy or no appetite. Y'all saw him. He's just drying up. How about you? Are you sick? No, sir. It's just some mighty bad things happening to my children. We have had death and bad luck visit us in a mighty, mighty way. My grandson just got shot down like a dog in the street by some thugs. And you see how Jeremy all dried up. I mean, ain't nothing going right for us. Everybody is failing. This time, Baba excused himself before he left the room. He needed to consult the ancestors and his spirit guides. Ia and Miss Butler sat silently as they heard Baba singing and praying. Then things got silent for a minute. Next, the women could hear unidentifiable sounds coming from the back. Neither of them moved or said a word. When Baba returned, he had a strange look on his face. Miss Butler, was your grandson who got killed dealing drugs? Are you sure his death wasn't drug-related? Miss Butler dropped her head in shame. He was. God knows he wasn't always a street boy. He was real smart when he was little, but then he got involved with the wrong crowd. We heard some bad things about him. We knew he was caught up in that street world, but he wasn't doing nothing to deserve death. Ask your daughter if he had a gun in his hand when he was shot. I think she's going to tell you yes. I'm sorry, Miss Butler, but he was going to kill someone, and they shot him first. Miss Butler looked horrified. I ain't got to ask her. I know it's true. Don't nobody know that. How you know that? Spirit told me, ma'am. This is about what God and the ancestors have to say. It don't have nothing to do with me or what I can do or see. It is all about what is revealed to me through spirit. Miss Butler, have you been praying for Jeremy to come home? You wanted him back home so you could help him. Is that right? The old woman didn't say a word. Spirit says your prayers were answered, and in the end, he chose to bring his wife. By the way, she's pregnant, and they don't even know it yet. If they don't get clean, that baby won't have a chance. Spirit said they're both doing drugs, and that's why they lost their jobs. But I didn't need Spirit to tell me that. Our bedroom faces their house. They are up all night long, going in and out. We can see the lights going on and off and strange folks hanging around at all hours. You see it too, but you choose to turn a blind eye. The old woman sat stoically silent, not uttering a word. It was as though she was looking right through Baba. Anyway, I don't know how you're going to tell them, but you have to mention it. Your prayers are powerful, Miss Butler. Spirit says you have a little sight too and a healing hand, but you don't talk about it and you won't use it. She refused to acknowledge Baba's comments about her spiritual and psychic abilities. This morning's revelations about Miss Butler's sight, abilities, and rituals had stunned Ia to her core. And then, with a lightning bolt of clarity, Spirit revealed that Miss Butler was a witch too. Ashe.